It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on this Saturday, the 12th day of February 2022. I'm coming to you on location from Ocean Cay Marine Reserve in the Bahamas. So I'm actually on the MSC Divina, but we're parked at Ocean Cay. So, and I just saw that Katie asked if I'm going ashore today. I have not entirely decided whether I'm going to stick around here in the pool and the hot tub or go in search of lobster. I'm balancing the two, Katie. Haven't decided yet. We'll see. And by the way, folks, just in case I got a little wonky Wi-Fi last night. So I've got John standing by up there in Nanook of the Northland. I've sent him a script in case, the whole thing goes out today, but we haven't had any Wi-Fi issues all week, and just all of a sudden last night it was a little funky. So I have no idea. It may be caused because there's more people on it and they press the issues. I don't know. But anyway, we'll try it again this morning. I hope the signal is coming through fine for you guys and that you can hear everything as well. But anyway, this is, of course, Travel and Cruise Industry News. Again, coming to you from Ocean Cay Marine Reserve on the MSC Divina. All right, folks, today is National Plum Pudding Day. Now, I have no idea why. I certainly wouldn't do that. I don't care for plum pudding at all. But it's National Plum Pudding Day, so go find some, I guess, and eat some plum pudding. Busy weekend ahead from cruise sailings from the U.S. ports of call, or North American ports of call, actually. Obviously, the reason that I'm saying North American ports as opposed to American ports is because we've got the Alaska season coming up here shortly, and there will be some sailings from various places like Vancouver, for instance, that we want to cover. Also on the East Coast, some of the Canadian ports. There's actually will be cruises sailing from Montreal and Quebec when all the ships get going again. So I've made that feature change recently, where I'm talking about cruises from North American ports. But anyway, today down at Port Canaveral, you got Mariner of the Seas, Disney Fantasy, Carnival Mardi Gras, Norwegian Escape, and the Carnival Magic. Down at Port Everglades, we got Regal Princess, Sky Princess. We know someone on Sky Princess, don't we? Celebrity Apex, Celebrity Reflection, Odyssey of the Seas. In Miami, we've got Carnival Sunrise, Symphony of the Seas, Norwegian Pearl, Norwegian Joy, MSC Seashore. That, of course, was the ship I was on last week. Carnival Freedom, guess who's on that? We're going to be talking to Jason some about that while he's on this cruise. Out in New Orleans, you got the Carnival Valor. Galveston, you got Carnival Dream, Carnival Vista. Los Angeles, Long Beach, you got Carnival Panorama sales today. And San Pedro in Los Angeles, the Majestic Princess and the Emerald Princess. Tomorrow, another busy day for the cruise industry in ports of North America. From Baltimore, you got Carnival Legend. Port Canaveral, the Meraviglia, so it was corrected last night on that one. Harmony of the Seas. West Palm Beach, you got Grand Classica sales today. Port Everglades, or tomorrow rather. Port Everglades, you've got the Celebrity Edge, Allure of the Seas, Caribbean Princess, the Zuiderdam, the Rotterdam, New Statendam, all sail tomorrow. From Miami, you got Scarlet Lady, the Divina. Of course, I'm getting off, and she will sail tomorrow. Again, Carnival Horizon, Oasis of the Seas, Norwegian Encore, and Seaburn Ovation. Out in New Orleans, you got Carnival Glory and Norwegian Breakaway. In Galveston, Liberty of the Seas, and in Los Angeles, St. Pedro, you got Grand Princess. Okay, I heard somebody ding me in. Let me flip over real quick and see if okay. Hot Air Thompson, a picture of the Sky Princess. So, all right, back to where we were. I'm sorry, I was hoping folks to get an update from one of our stories, which I've been watching for it and it hasn't come through yet. So I might be checking back on that a couple times. All right, so we have some headlines today. Of course, the Ruby Princess update coming up very shortly. Carnival Celebration and the Disney Witch reach construction milestones. Virgin Voyages welcomes the Valiant Lady. Unfortunate situation with the Silver Cloud and much more live here at 11 on Travel and Cruise Industry News. If you're listening to this via the podcast, you can always access the podcast via my accessible blog, accessadventure.net. It's posted every day, shortly after the show is over. You can also get it anywhere you get your regular podcasts from, like TuneIn, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Podchaser, Pandora, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and the old fat guy pops up. As always, folks, when I'm on a cruise, not necessarily today because of everything else that's happened, but I normally post pictures and clips. If you're listening via the podcast, you can always go down in the description and pick up the link to the video feed and go check out any of the pictures and video clips that we may be talking about when all you're doing is listening. So, all right, some of you saw the story last night. I did a breaking news segment on it and video and got it up. Kenneth and Robin, of course, are on board the Ruby Princess. Kenneth and Robin are two of our regulars, for those of you that are new to this channel. About noon their time yesterday, the Ruby Princess turned around and headed back toward San Francisco. At first, we thought it was headed back to San Francisco. However, that became a little clearer later. But guests were told it was because of a medical emergency. No further details were given to the guests. Several hours later, Ruby was met by a helicopter. The affected party was evacuated, and of course, the course for Hawaii was then reset, and they turned around again and headed for Hawaii. No word yet on either the condition or cause of the ill passenger, nor of any itinerary changes. I was hoping that we might hear something on itinerary changes this morning, but hadn't come through yet. So I would imagine they probably lost somewhere in, this is just a guess on my part, probably 7 to 8 hours with the turning around business yesterday, which means that they are, we'll have to probably adjust 1 day on the cruise someplace to make up for that time. So since we're at Ocean Cay, I'm going to try this again. I tried it once before and I failed to do it. But when I was here last week on the Seashore, I talked with Nick Williams right after he had gotten off the jet ski, and in fact, he made it back on the ship and was pretty well tired out. But anyway, here's Nick. Let's see if we can get it to play this time. All right, my guest here is Nick Williams on the Seashore. When I ran into you today, Nick, what had you just finished doing?
If I think about it, I think we were doing the jet skis around the whole island and checking out all the beautiful scenery and wildlife. It was a good time.
All right, now you were out there on the jet skis going all over the place.
Yeah.
How much experience do you have with jet skis?
I personally have a lot, but if you don't, you pretty much don't need any. The people there, they're all about safety, so you can go fast or slow, and anybody can have a good time.
Awesome. You look like you were pretty well worn out, though.
Yeah, I'm exhausted. Scuba diving, jet skiing, snorkeling, it's a lot.
And you're almost a neighbor. Where are you from?
Washington, D.C.
Sweet.
Very close.
All right. Just wanted to grab this. By the way, folks, we met the other night at Teppanyaki.
Yeah, we had a good time, didn't
So, ran into Nick today. I just wanted to get a little clip that I'm going to use on my show tomorrow.
Awesome.
Thanks, Nick. We'll see you later.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
All right, that was Nick Williams at Ocean Key last week on the Seashore. Of course, now Ocean Key today is with the MSC Divina. I'll be back with news for the day right after a word from one of our network sponsors. Actually, the news is a little on the soft side this morning, as it often is on Saturdays for some reason. Carnival Cruise Line's second XL class ship was floated out yesterday at the outfitting dock at Meyer Turku shipyard in Finland. The Carnival Celebration, aptly named as she is set to arrive at the culmination of Carnival's 50th birthday celebration, will be the line's second 180,000 gross ton ship after the Mardi Gras. Both the largest ships Carnival Cruise Line has ever had. Carnival Celebration is scheduled to debut this fall and will sail a transatlantic voyage from Southampton to her Port Miami home port in November. Carnival Cruise Line's newly transformed Terminal F will welcome the new ship. Not long after, the Carnival Terminal will also usher in a new era of port infrastructure as one of the first at Port Miami equipped to provide shore power to ships by fall of 2023. Carnival Celebration's first sailing from Miami to the Caribbean will take place on November 21st of this year. The Disney Wish, the newest Disney Cruise Line ship, floated out of the massive shipyard hangar at Meyer Werft for the first time. Captain Minnie Mouse attended the maneuver and welcomed the Disney Wish as it left the hangar. Disney Wish, the 54th cruise ship to be built by Meyer Werft, is scheduled to make her maiden voyage on July the 14th of this year. She will sail on a 5-night cruise to the Bahamas and Disney's private island, Castaway Cay. The inaugural season will have 3- and 4-night cruises from Port Canaveral for what will be Disney's largest ship. Richard Branson's Virgin Voyages has welcomed the newest ship, Valiant Lady. She is the cruise line's second vessel. Valiant Lady will be taking a promotional tour in the UK before she sets sail with guests on her maiden voyage in March from Portsmouth. Then she will transfer back to the Mediterranean to start cruising from her home port of Barcelona, Spain. From May the 15th, Valiant Lady will start a series of 7-day voyages in the Mediterranean, several longer stays in port and overnights in iconic places such as Palma de Mallorca and Ibiza. Silver Sea Silver Cloud is in an unfortunate situation, sailing to Antarctica currently. Over 40% of the crew has tested positive or is a close contact of one who has tested positive, and they are all in quarantine. Other crew is filling in for all the positions currently to keep services up for the guests that are on board. Thankfully, Silver Sea still has a mask requirement in place, and so far no guests have been affected. The ship sailed from Punta Arenas earlier this week to the Drake Passage. It arrived in Greenwich Island yesterday and is scheduled to sail to the Antarctic Peninsula today, returned to Punta Arenas on February the 20th. And not only is this a bad story, folks, it's bad timing, which obviously isn't their fault. We have talked numerous times about how it's very possible, especially with Omicron and it's the way it's contagiousness, if that's a word. But still, I am very concerned, even though the numbers in this country, in the United States, are definitely heading in the right direction. I'm still very concerned that abandoning the mask protocols and social distancing protocols at this point maybe is premature. No matter what the public sentiment is or the political pressure, a situation like this clearly defies that we need to do away with all the protocols. I have been perfectly safe on 3 cruises now with the protocols in place. I'm not sure how I will feel if all of a sudden they drop the protocols. That's something that's going to be a personal choice for all of us, I'm sure. But I'm just concerned that we may be jumping the gun just a little bit too soon. That's just my take. So that's it on the news this morning. Let's go over and see if anybody's fussing at me today. All right. Getting over here. Katie asked if I'm getting off on Ocean Cay. And I haven't decided yet. Although, I might just have to go get lobster. I was tempted last night, folks. I don't mind telling you this. I have 2 companions at the dining room. They put the 3 of us together at a table for 6. Lovely folks. That she is. It's a mother-son combination. I'm guessing he's probably 50-ish, somewhere along in there. She's my age and a real card, but they've just been delightful. But I already knew they were going to one of the specialty restaurants last night. They weren't going to be in the main dining room. I was thinking about ordering the filet and the surf and turf like I did last week from the main dining room, because it was so good on the Seashore, and it's cooked by the steakhouse, by the butcher's cut. It's prepared by them, and then they bring it over to the main dining room. So, but then it was Italian night last night, and they had chicken parm on the menu, and I said, "Ooh, I like chicken parm." And man, I'm glad I did that. That chicken parm literally just melted in your mouth. It was so good. And of course, they do pasta right in MSC. They really do. Hot Air's with us. Beautiful day in Fort Lauderdale. Hot Air, by the way, is going to be going on Sky Princess. He's got a view of the Sky Princess today. Didn't you tell me you're booked on the Sky Princess? I don't remember now. Hot Air Tom. Are you booked on Sky Princess? I forget. I've lost track of keeping up with you. There's Kenneth. Hey, Kenneth. Boy, what a start to the cruise you guys have had. I hope everything got turned around and is going back, and they're not going to screw up your itineraries too bad. Amy's with us. Hey, Amy. Gretchen's here. I thought you were going to Myrtle Beach, Tom. Carol's with us. Hi, Carol. Gretchen's here. You are blurry here, Chillie. I was afraid of that. For some reason, the Wi-Fi signal today with people ashore, it shouldn't be funky, but it is for some reason. Michael's with us. Good morning, Chillie. Might see you tomorrow. Yes, we could definitely pass. As I'm getting off, you're getting on. Hot Air says, Kenneth, I see you turned back and are heading west on course for Hawaii again. Yes, we're back heading to Hawaii. Hot Air says, Gretchen, they're departing there on Monday. I take the Brightline train to Miami tomorrow to get a rental car. Amy says, plum pudding should be around Christmas. Isn't it kind of like fruitcake? It is to me. I've never been a fan. And my sister, bless her heart, she planted 2 plum trees at the farm, I don't know, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And I said, why? Well, I might eat plums. You might, or you won't, or you will. I don't know. Well, then, why'd you plant the tree? Gretchen says, oh, I'm just early on following you, Tom. Yeah, you got to stay going with a Hot Air Tom, I'll tell you. Kenneth, glad you're continuing your journey. Absolutely. We should be able to make up time. We were supposed to get to Honolulu on Tuesday at 7 a.m. So we have a few days to make up time. They might be able to make up that much. If you don't have any weather or anything else creep up that can slow things down. They haven't given us an update yet. What I checked this morning, I had not seen an update so far. So, and at best, I would think if they're going to adjust the itinerary, they probably will. Well, they could take, since Honolulu is the first call, and that's at 7 a.m. Yeah, they wouldn't want to take time away from Honolulu. So, but that's the first call. So I don't know how they're going to do that. Hopefully they'll make up the time. Kenneth and you and Robin will be in there at 7 o'clock, ready to go do whatever you're going to do in Honolulu. There's a lot to do in Honolulu. Oh my goodness. Katie says, I will message you my number, so maybe we can meet up while you are here. That's nice, Katie. Glad you offered that to Gretchen. Nikki's with us. Good morning to me and to all y'all. Love Southern girls. I'm a y'all person too. Did you see an airlift helicopter? Yes, Kenneth, and yes, they did. I actually have a picture of it. Just didn't get it loaded and up today. Gretchen says, good. I look forward to that, Katie. Hot Air says, it was just me dinging. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was Hot Air dinging me. Gonna say yes, they did see the helicopter. Did I really see a $5,000 per person balcony price on a 5-day cruise on Disney Wish? I don't want to cruise Disney, just curious, since vloggers say it's big money. Yeah. I find it to be a little on the expensive side. Although, JJ Crew has been on 2 now and loved it. Several other of Tony was just on a Disney cruise last week. but they weren't on the real expensive ones. But then again, keep in mind that their channels have grown to the point where, you know, I would imagine their incomes are such from the channel that they might pay less attention to that than like you or I would. But yeah, I find Disney to be expensive, and since I don't have young kids anymore, I still, although they enjoyed them without having kids involved, I still think that's the way to go with Disney. If you got kids, you want to probably look at those a lot more serious than I would. And I could be off on that, but that's just my feelings about it. Maybe if I go on a Disney cruise, I'd feel differently about it and appreciate it more for what it is. So, Katie says she's never been on a Disney cruise either. That's crazy. The kids cruise free? Probably not. I don't. Ooh, that's a good question. I have seen kids free before, but I don't recall that it being specifically on Disney. I've seen it on some other lines and promotions. That's a good question. Again, I don't, you know, I've never researched them that heavily. Katie says, I love Walt Disney World, but don't know if I would want Disney in my face 24/7 when on a cruise. Agree totally with that one, Katie. A ship full of kids at that price would be a nightmare for me, Gretchen says. Yeah, I understand. I did enjoy the lure with my kids and grandson, though. Yeah, well, again, that's your kids and grandson. There's a difference in your kids and your grandkids, or my grandkids if they were with me, and you know, 2,000 other people's kids, and you don't have any kids with you. That's when it comes and goes. Oh, thank you, Katie. Katie, nice super chat to the cause. I do appreciate that, Katie. Thank you so much. As always, guys, that helps me out tremendously. I always appreciate when you guys make some donations. Is Chillie blurry for you guys too? Yes, a little blurry. We booked a 21-day cruise for October 23rd to replace the future cruise credit from the Bliss. We had to cancel due to COVID test last week. Seattle to Miami. Boy, that looks like a really neat cruise too, Tom. Looking forward to the West Coast. San Francisco, LA, and San Diego. You're going to get all of them in. Just when he moves his face, which he has to do to talk. So I move my face and I'm blurry. That's nice. Kenneth says Hawaii is strict. We had to get a COVID test Tuesday before we sailed on Thursday. The Thursday before we boarded, we had to get tested at the pier. And then on the 13th, we had to be tested again. And by the way, folks, I haven't made a big issue of it, but I did request a test before I leave the ship. Not because I'm worried about me at all, but just for the protection of my family since I've been gone for 3 weeks. I just want to make sure for them that I'm coming home healthy. So I did a test here last night and I passed. You know, I still think it's weird that you're negative and you passed. Hot Air Tom will tell you that the alternative to being negative is not what you want. So, Kenna says they can take Ensenada out if needed. Yeah, except then they'd be breaking the law, Kenneth. You go to Hawaii and back from San Francisco, you got to go to a damn another country. They need to do away with that. They really do. I mean, it's one thing. You go to Alaska, you have to stop in Canada. Well, but then if you sail from Florida, I mean, you have to go to the Bahamas or the Bahamas and someplace else. You just can't sail from, Miami to Norfolk. You got to go out of the country. That law needs to go. Just needs to go. Emily's with us. I saw Emily had a bottle of wine last night. I knew she'd be late. NCL promotion, 3 to 4 free, but you still have to pay taxes and gratuities. Yeah. Don't have to wear a mask inside. I'm telling you, Emily, I think it's premature to do a lot of this getting away with wearing masks yet. I'm just a little worried about that. Now, yes, I want this to be over as much as everybody. Don't get me wrong. Do I mind it? Yeah, I hate it. But I know it's what we got to do right now, so I'll do it. So, and the social distancing's the same way. Yeah, no, that's not the best thing in the world for us if we like to cruise, we like to travel, we like to do things. But let's just do it a little longer, and so we'll all be safe. Yeah, I just don't. Let's get rid of this damn thing before we do anything to start it back up again. Emily says I will wear mine because my mom has underlying issues. I'm glad. Good for you. Gretchen says if I sail Hawaii, it will be on NCL. Emily agrees with me. It's too early. The wine is a red Zinfandel. Excuse me. I'm not familiar with a red Zinfandel. I mean, I might have a little Zen every now and then. I do enjoy that. All right, guys, that's going to wrap me up. I was talking to John earlier this morning to try to determine what we're going to do tomorrow. They changed my flight time to, I think it's 2:04, which is exactly when I'm supposed to be doing Cruise Amigos. I'm leery of taping Cruise Amigos like we did last week, just for the very reason that you guys always participate in the chat room. And I don't want to lose that on the show. So, I haven't determined how we're going to do it yet, whether I'm just not going to be on tomorrow, which is okay too, then let John and Martin handle it. That's fine. However, I would like to do the show, but it's just one of those, Sunday's a travel day anymore. So we got to come up with maybe a different plan of attack on that. But anyway, I'm not sure what's going to happen tomorrow other than, at least right now, the show will be at 2 like normal, whether it's with or without the old fat guy. We'll let the other fat guys handle it. Not as fat as I am, but that's okay. So, all right, that's going to wrap me up for today, folks. I head home tomorrow, fly to Raleigh. My niece is picking me up for the last little bit from there to the farm so I could see if there was any damage with the 2.2 earthquake. I'm sure there wasn't. And then I'm at home until the 13th of March, where I head down to Port Canaveral to get on the Meraviglia with our lovely friend Elizabeth on location. So I'll be with her for back-to-back cruises on the Meraviglia. So that's coming up in a month. So I'm home a month, almost a month at least, by the time I'll leave next time. So on Monday, guys, I'll be back in studio for the show. How about that? I hope I can find it. Oh, yeah, it's in my bedroom. Shouldn't be able to miss it too badly. All right, guys, you have a terrific day, terrific weekend. As always, at least for now, stay safe, stay healthy, wear your mask, socially distance, put up with it a little longer, and hopefully we'll all meet on the high seas one of these days soon. Thanks, guys. Have a terrific day. I'll see you back at home on Monday.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.